Hello and welcome to Crook County Foundation's What's Brewing Online. My name is Brandy Epner, the Executive Director, and I'm joined today with Casey Daly, who is the Fairgrounds Manager here at the Crook County Fairgrounds. And we're going to talk a little bit about how the Fairgrounds has been operating during the COVID situation and give you guys a great update on what this year's fair is going to look like. So Casey, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. So
yeah,
let's start with fair, because that's kind of the logical place to start, and that's where everybody kind of wants to know what's happening with us.
Yeah.
So about 4 months ago, when a lot of the fairs started to shut down and cancel just based on the COVID-19 situation we all find ourselves in, we here at the Fairgrounds thought, you know, boy, the community needs something, and we need to kind of move forward. We need to figure out how to move forward. Our marquee events, the horse races, the rodeo, the car show, the Rockhound powwow, all of those pieces got canceled, and so we kind of, you know, we're trying to make every effort in the world to try to pull this off. So we came up with a concept called bringing fair to town, and what that looks like is we're going to reserve the fairgrounds for all the livestock projects during the day. So all the FFA projects, all the 4-H projects, and some of the open class livestock projects will still continue to happen here on the fairgrounds. We're confident that we can make those shows happen and those activities here on the fairgrounds work within the guidelines that the governor has set out. And so that was our major goal. In the evenings after the 4-H and FFA projects are done, we are going to have some major entertainment out on our stage. It will be limited by tickets, and you can get those tickets through the Chamber of Commerce, with the exception of Wednesday night's tickets for the do-all riders. That is going to be a benefit concert to benefit the Great Merit Scholarship Barbecue. Instead of having the barbecue this year, we're having a concert, and you can get those tickets here at the fairgrounds. All of the rest of the activities, the commercial events, the educational events, and some of the community events are going to be spread out amongst the downtown core parks. Pioneer Park, for instance, will host the juggler that we have hired. It'll host the dance studios, the local ones in town. We have a group of, they're called the ukuleles, and they will perform on the stage. We've got a talent showcase set up. So we've got a lot of those activities happening at Pioneer Park. We encourage everybody to bring a lawn chair, and there will be social distancing will be followed there. In addition to that, we have a walking map that will indicate where all of the different exhibits are throughout town. There'll be some on the courthouse lawn. There'll be several in the Civic Plaza where all of our lovely artwork is. We will have exhibitors in Stryker Park and then in Ocho Creek Park. So there'll be a lot of the same exhibitors that you've seen in the past. We have free pony rides that'll happen in Stryker Park. We have the Wildlife Wendy will be here again this year. We have Frank and the legendary Longhorns. If anybody was here last year, they were here. They'll be down in the park also. We have face painting and balloon twisting. Our face painting is going to look a little bit different this year. We've bought masks for the kids, and the face painter will paint the mask and then hand it to the kids, and they can wear them.
What a great way of doing it, when you know face painting, being up close and touching faces is probably not recommended. So that's a great way to do it.
Correct. Yeah. So we have that, and then we've got the other kids that if they don't want the face painting, they'll be able to spin a wheel and you'd be able to pull a prize out and things like that. I think we have Puzzle Mania coming back this year. Western Express Railroad train will run along 4th Street, kind of right there in front of Stryker Park and down by the fire department. The city's been gracious enough to close down 4th Street between Court and Elm. We will have enhanced safety at the crosswalks, kind of in the downtown core. So we please ask everybody to kind of read the signage. We've got flags that you can pick up that are orange, and you can walk them across the street and put them back in the bucket on the other side. So we've got a couple of things planned around that. Like I said about the concerts in the evening, we have the Do All Riders on Wednesday night. That's a benefit concert. You can get those tickets here. On Thursday night, we have Court Friday and the Lord Wally Band. And Friday night, we have Jesse Lee Band. And then Saturday night, we will have Countryfied. There are approximately 225 tickets available for each of those shows. And once again, we will practice social distancing, and there'll be specific things that we will be looking for at the concerts. And those will be here on the main stage in the evening. So as far as...
Is someone looking for a schedule of all these activities going on? Is it at the Crook County Fairgrounds website, or is there going to be one published in the paper?
There'll be one published in the paper. We'll have an information booth on site at Pioneer Park that we're going to get down there. The information that's on there will be with our walking map and the directional arrows that we'd like you to walk. We're not going to force you to do it, but we've been working with the health department, and they'd like us to have some directional pedestrians. So we're all doing the same thing at the same time and keeping our distance from one another. We currently are working on that map. As of Friday, it was probably 90% done. So that will be available here shortly.
Great. And this all takes place August 5th through 7th?
Correct. So the night of the 5th is our benefit concert. And then everything down in the parks will start the 6th and run the 7th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And it will run from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's a little shortened version this year, but we just felt it would be the best way to present this to the community.
Yeah, it's just amazing that you guys came up with a concept that would work. I know you're involved with the Oregon Fair Association, you're the vice president, and I'm actually a service club member, so I get in on the calls, and it sounds like so many counties couldn't come up with any plan that was accepted. So it sounds like our county was really good at working with you and coming up with a good plan for our community. Yeah,
it was you know, Michaela and I sat here and we just kind of were scratching our heads for a long time, and we thought, you know, if we can't have it here, where can we have it? And that's kind of how we came up with it. So
yeah, well, it's about the only thing that our community is going to have this summer. Unfortunately, COVID really hit everything hard. So we appreciate all the work that you and your board have done to come up with this plan and make it happen. And we just encourage folks to please follow all the restrictions and rules, keep socially distanced, you know, wear masks if you feel inclined to, and let's make sure that this event goes well and we don't have any issues for Casey and his hard work down there.
Yeah.
So you said the 4-H and FFA, I know they're doing like a virtual auction, but they're going to be coming on the grounds, showing, and then exiting, correct, during the days?
Correct. So the auction itself will be by invitation only. The auction will take place starting at noon on Saturday. And like I said, it will be invitation only. You can contact the sales committee via the extension office if you've got any questions about that. But the auction will take place starting a little bit earlier this year just to accommodate the schedule. So we've been working hard with the sales committee to make that happen.
Yeah.
It will also
bear witness.
And bear witness, yeah. So all of the events, 4-H, FFA, and open class things will also be simulcast on Facebook, live streamed. The auction itself, you can watch remotely from auctions.net. Log in, you can create an account, you can actually bid from their website. So nobody's excluded from the sale or watching any of the shows that we have put on here for livestock. So we encourage everybody to participate. We just can't have everybody here.
Right. So with us, I know we're in phase 2, but we've also been had some new restrictions implemented just a week ago. How is that affecting the fairgrounds as a whole, other than fair? I mean, I know you said all the major events have had to cancel, but you had an event, I think it was just a few nights ago. How is that looking for how people could do rentals and things if they want to?
So we are working under guidelines under phase 2. We are considered a venue, an event venue. And so there are specific guidelines for us. Indoors, we can accommodate, for instance, in Carrie Foster Hall, based on our square footage, we can accommodate 143 people in that building. And as long as everybody's social distanced, and if you can't social distance, you'll have to wear a mask. And then but we are available to rent the facility if people are so inclined. The Rabbit Barn or Grizzly Mountain Pavilion is about the same square footage as Carrie Foster Hall, so it also would be available, and the maximum was 143 people. So the exterior or outside events, we can have up to 250 people in a what we're calling a quadrant that has its own entrance and exits and has its own bathrooms. That would be, for instance, the outdoor arena would be able to accommodate 250 people as long as they're 6 foot apart or no more than groups of 10 folks that will actually want to hang out together. Everybody else will have to mask up or keep their 6 foot distance. We did have a bull ride Saturday night. It wasn't as attended, as popular as I'd like to have seen it to be. I think people are still a little bit wary about going out to big events like that. But you know, we're hosting them, and they're kind of going off. So
that's good to hear, because I know rental income is a huge part of your budget. So with you having to lose so many events, we want to make sure that any event that does happen can stay successful and want to come back, and it gets you in a place to hold events again when this is all over.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about, I know fair funding, because I spent a few years in the fair industry. Fairgrounds get funding from the state, and I've heard recently as they're working through the budget and the deficit, is there a chance that might affect funding for our local fair here, our fairgrounds?
So yes, my budget is based on 3 different things. We share in some lottery resources from the state. We get some money from the general fund, and then everything else is self-funded, with the exception of we share in the transient room tax, which currently is probably not experiencing their, the robust pieces that they'd like to. So our revenue is way down because of budget constraints in the state. The discussion in the legislature currently is they'd like to take $1 million from all the fair funding throughout the state, which will be a big, giant hit for us, especially for fair, because it does fund producing the annual fair. And so we would encourage anybody out there to voice their support for fair. They can get a hold of our representative, Vicki Rees-Iverson. She's well aware of what's happening in the legislature. We've had several conversations with her, but if you would like to voice your support, that would be the person that I would call or write a letter or communicate with. So. Yeah,
I just encourage folks to do that. And of course, Vicki's a great supporter of our local events. Her and her husband, support many things that go on here. But please reach out, or if you know any of the other legislators from living in a different part of the state or anything, definitely reach out. We need to make sure that our fairs don't lose their funding. I don't think folks realize the impact that that makes, and if we had to close the fairgrounds down, what that would look like for our community. So we don't want to even venture that direction. Let's try to keep their funding going.
Correct. We have great support from our county commissioners and our judge. They see the value in what the fairgrounds does to the community. Typically what I say is if it's happening in town, it's usually happening here. And you know, when high school and rodeo and all, you can't get a hotel room or get into a restaurant to save your life. So that's all based on what we do here. So
yeah. Well, Casey, thank you so much. You guys have worked so hard in a very weird situation that none of us have ever thought would happen.
Yeah, we're hoping for the best. We hope this week all is roses and good news. Over the weekend, I happened to see some of the numbers, and they weren't very encouraging. So we're hoping that the governor stays her course and moves forward. So.
Yeah, we hope so too. Well, I encourage folks go to the Fairgrounds website. Can you remind me of your web address, because you can see what's going on at the fairgrounds on your calendar and such that way?
Yeah, www.crookcountyfairgrounds.com. We also have we also have a Facebook page out there, and we do update them pretty regularly. So I know my office staff here of 2.5 are working diligently. So
yeah.
we'll get it going. So.
You guys get a lot done with a small staff down there. So, well, we are just excited to see that there is going to be one format of the fair happening. It might be a little untraditional, but I think it's going to be fun nevertheless to take your kids out and enjoy. And we'll be watching your Facebook page. If there's any way that folks can help you guys out, let our community know, and we'll make sure the Crook County Foundation shares all that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.